Ralph, it's good to be here and chat about INDABA 2022 with the Isle of Man delegates travelling down to South Africa with Durban, Johannesburg, Cape Town and Stellenbosch. There's a lot going on in a short space of time. Perhaps we can provide some insight into the trip and what ultimately it's about from an Isle of Man perspective.
Martin, nice being here with you today. And yeah, the INDABA is such a unique opportunity to bring the Isle of Man to South Africa. The Isle of Man, this will be our third INDABA to South Africa. And it is an opportunity which we have created for South Africans, individuals, business owners, families, corporates, to come and speak with service providers in the Isle of Man and ask questions which is perhaps easier to answer in person or to have a discussion about that. So the INDABA is there for people to come and just enjoy it. We all love the Isle of Man. And this for us is an opportunity to introduce to people why we love the Isle of Man and why it is a good jurisdiction to consider for businesses and families.
Absolutely. So we think about the delegates going from a wide range of financial institutions as well as the government. Maybe expand a little bit on those people attending and then what the audience might hear from them.
Good. Martin, yeah, this year we've got, with each INDABA, we've got different service providers. And this year we've got a very good selection of banks, trust and corporate service providers, investment advisors and asset managers, pension providers, and also government representatives. And what is very good for us is that it's not only just one representative of each of these industries, but that there are more than one organization that is coming through to speak. So you do get a huge variety, not only in terms of service providers, but also of individuals that is there to talk. And that changes with each and every single INDABA that we will have.
One of the very special guests that are attending with us is the Chief Minister as well, which I'm sure for the INDABA representation's a big statement from the Isle of Man perspective.
Absolutely, and we are very privileged to have the Chief Minister come with us. And what for me is very important of his visit to South Africa, that it highlights to South Africa the importance that South Africa has to the Isle of Man. And I would like to invite you, if you would like to come and hear what the Chief Minister's view is of the Isle of Man, how he sees the future, please come and join us and come hear directly from him how he sees the future for the Isle of Man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Especially at those networking events after, it's the opportunity to have one-on-one dialogue.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So when we think about the Isle of Man, a gold standard in regard to international financial centres, so we think about trust, protection, stability. What are the key attributes do you see and that we'll be there to talk about?
Yeah. Martin, my answer is on two levels there. The first one is on the level, a very personal level of someone that has come from South Africa to live in the Isle of Man. The Isle of Man is a fantastic jurisdiction in terms of its safety and security. For me, there's nothing greater to see my daughters go for, two teenage daughters, go for walks, to get on a bus and to come wherever they want to on the Isle of Man. And to have that stability, to have that security, not having to worry about them is such a privilege. It almost feels as if you can just take a deep breath and just enjoy the place where you live. And the second part is the stability that the Isle of Man offers to businessmen and people that are very interested in internationalization, their own business, their families, etc. The political and economical stability that the Isle of Man affords for our clients is something that is really remarkable. It is an island that has come through hundreds of years of stability. And if you look at, for instance, the Moody report on the sovereign credit rating of the Isle of Man, it highlights that stability. It highlights that the future outlook for the Isle of Man is stable. So it's not only just a subjective view that I have or the service providers have, but it's there from the Moody's, etc., that has formed that idea of the Isle of Man.
Yeah, absolutely. So in regard to the audience then and their attendance, and they'll learn something about the Isle of Man, what other aspects is there to talk about? I know there's, for example, immigration, wealth management, etc.
Yeah, Martin, there's three elements for me to that question. The first one is businesses that wishes to internationalize. In other words, making use of establishing a presence outside of South Africa to capture international markets. The Isle of Man is ideally located for that, and the service providers that is going with us will be a great help in that regard. The second aspect is facilitating transactions, and very important. The Isle of Man is not interested in extracting capital from South Africa, but it's also there to facilitate capital flowing into South Africa and making it possible for South Africans to make use of capital sources within Europe and the UK and help getting that capital into South Africa to further businesses there. And then the third element is something which is very close to my heart, and that is for families that has internationalized. In other words, mom and dad is still in South Africa, but the children are overseas. The Isle of Man is uniquely situated geographically, politically, economically, to make sure that the legacy and the wealth of the family is secure for future generations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say anyone that are interested in those three elements will find a lot of value in coming to speak to us at the INDABA.
So to register, it's on the website, which is iom-za.org. You can go in there and register to attend the events. And there's also some LinkedIn profiles where you can follow the events and what's going on with them.
Absolutely. En ek wil graag almal uitnooi. Dit is so 'n unieke geleentheid om met ons te kom gesels en uit die perd se bek te hoor presies dit wat in die Isle of Man aangaan. Kom vra vir ons daai vraag. Gaan gerus na ons web tuiste of die LinkedIn profiel en registreer en kom gesels met ons. Ek sien uit om u daar te sien en ek sien uit om u te ontmoet. Baie dankie.